there's times when I'm so triggered by him, I can't be around him.
Travis and Kourtney used to be pretty much inseparable. It was clear to everyone that they were totally obsessed with each other. But now that their baby boy Rocky is finally here, it seems like Travis doesn't even want to be around Kourtney anymore. So what's really going on between them? What led to such a dramatic shift in their marriage? The truth about Travis's bizarre behavior and why he's been avoiding Kourtney is honestly crazy, so let's get into it. In the very beginning of Kourtney and Travis's relationship, they were constantly together. Even after they got married, they both still seemed madly in love with each other. But ever since baby Rocky was born on November 1st, Travis's actions toward Kourtney have changed in a seriously insane way. Over the last couple of months, Kourtney has been keeping an incredibly low profile. She's been staying home with Rocky and has rarely even been posting very much on social media. But lately, Travis has been doing almost the complete opposite. Kourtney has been putting her social life on the back burner, just like almost every other parent to a newborn would do. But even though taking care of her baby boy and bonding with her blended family is a top priority for her, that doesn't appear to be the case for Travis. Instead of focusing on his family and giving Kourtney a much needed chance to rest, Travis has been showing everyone what's actually the most important thing to him. Just days after his newest son was born, he began behaving in a ridiculously selfish way. 1 week after Rocky was born, Travis was photographed going into a recording studio in Los Angeles to practice with his band. He was immediately hit with a ton of criticism for ditching his wife and newborn at home just so that he could get together with his Blink-182 bandmates. Many people were in disbelief that Travis had returned to practice so soon after Rocky's arrival. But on the one hand, he and his bandmates have been planning their 2024 global tour for quite a while. What that's going to mean for Kourtney is absolutely unreal. From the beginning of February through the end of August, Travis will be traveling with the band around the world. Although there will be a few weeks in May that he'll have free time, he's still going to be leaving Kourtney and Rocky at home for nearly 7 months. On the one hand, Travis and Kourtney clearly have enough money and resources for him to be able to take some extra time off work. However, there's only about a month before the launch of Blink-182's tour, so it makes sense that he would want to practice. But what he's actually been doing with his spare time is so outrageous. Travis hasn't only been spotted with his bandmates lately. Believe it or not, he's been using his second mansion to meet up with his friends and have hours-long jam sessions with other musicians like MGK and No Face. Not only has Travis been pushing Kourtney and Rocky to the side so that he can practice with the band and socialize with his friends, but he's also been comfortable hiding out in his luxurious mansion while doing so. It's almost as if he's been acting like they don't even exist anymore. Meanwhile, Kourtney hasn't shared much on social media since Rocky was born, but recently she's been posting and promoting articles from her lifestyle brand Poosh that are extremely telling. In one of the cryptic posts that Kourtney reshared on Poosh's Instagram stories, a blog post mentioned a psychological condition called perfect moment syndrome. Apparently, it happens when people have expectations of a major life event that are basically impossible to live up to. When those unrealistic standards of what will happen aren't met, it can lead to anxiety, disappointment, and depression. And one of the examples of major moments that was listed in the article was seriously crazy. Interestingly, the post explained that one of those big life events was the arrival of a new baby. By sharing the article, it really seemed like Kourtney had indirectly revealed that she was feeling anxious and depressed because of her unmet expectations of Rocky's birth. Travis's decision to spend so much of his time with his friends instead of staying home with his wife and newborn baby could easily be contributed to Kourtney's disappointment. But even if her stress and sadness were the result of something else, his behavior definitely isn't helping. However, the article about perfect moment syndrome wasn't the only intriguing post that Kourtney reshared from Poosh, and the other links that she's been adding to her lifestyle brand Instagram stories are honestly really concerning. Another article that Kourtney shared on Poosh's social media explained the importance of self-care and non-commitment days. The post went on to state that having 1 day a week without any obligations can seriously help a person get through stressful times. If Kourtney was trying to hint that she hasn't been able to focus on her self-care at all or have any time herself to relax, that makes Travis's recent behavior even more alarming. She's clearly overwhelmed, but he's still prioritizing himself and his friends over her and Rocky. Even though Kourtney didn't write the articles herself, she can obviously relate to them a lot right now. And the fact fact that she's been pretty much silent on social media, except for resharing those posts, truly speaks volumes. It's devastating that Kourtney might be experiencing perfect moment syndrome, or at least going through such negative emotions right now. But if she truly is having trouble dealing with Travis's self-centeredness and unexpected absence, that's completely understandable. There is legitimately no good reason for Travis to be avoiding Kourtney like this, especially considering they just had a baby together. And compared to how affectionate and present he previously was in her life, his latest behavior is absolutely crazy. For quite a while, Travis acted like he was totally head over heels for Kourtney. He couldn't keep his hands off of her, and he always seemed to hype her up. But as bizarre as it might sound, there's a chance he was being super manipulative the whole time. In the early part of Travis and Kourtney's relationship, many people felt like they were being way too over the top with their public display of affection, but some of them believed that it was all just one of Travis's unbelievable tactics. At the time, a lot of social media users accused Travis of love bombing Kourtney. They thought that he was trying to flatter her with excessive attention so that it would be easier to control her in the future by withholding it. Now that Travis is seemingly starting to ignore Kourtney, the love bombing allegations are even more troubling. He used to be obsessed with her, but it's almost like a switch was suddenly flipped. But what's really insane is that Travis apparently did the exact thing to his ex-wife Shanna Moakler. Whenever they were at red carpets or other high-profile events, they packed on the public display of affection, even though it made the situation seem awkward. When you look at pictures of Travis and Shanna that were taken in the early 2000s, they appeared to absolutely adore each other. But even before their marriage started to totally crumble, it was clear to see that Travis was beginning to pull away, and sadly that wasn't all. Shanna previously claimed that Travis would get incredibly jealous if she gave more attention to the kids than she gave to him, which is so unhealthy. He eventually started cheating on her with multiple women, which is what he had also done in his first marriage. It sounds like Travis has had a pretty toxic pattern in his relationships for years, and unfortunately, he might now be repeating history with Kourtney, at least when it comes to love bombing and losing interest. Hopefully, Travis isn't intentionally trying to control Kourtney by withholding love and affection from her, but no matter what the reason is for his avoidance and self-centered actions lately, it's really not fair to Kourtney or Rocky. So there's only about a month left before Travis leaves for Blink-182 global tour. You'd think he would want to spend as much time with his family as possible. I guess all we can do is hope for the best for both Kourtney and Rocky's sakes. But now that we've talked about how Travis has been abandoning Kourtney for some seriously selfish reasons, I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts about him repeatedly ditching his wife and newborn baby just so he can hang out with his friends? Do you think there's any way he can turn things around, or is he just distancing himself because he's completely over Kourtney? Let me know in the comments below.